This past Wednesday, Rise workshops unfolded within the Tivoli building. The focus was on illuminating MSU's journey toward becoming a Hispanic-serving institution and the strides taken since earning that distinguished title. Guest speaker Manuel de Real, the executive director for HSI, delivered a compelling presentation on MSU's journey as a Hispanic institution. He shed light on vital aspects such as grant opportunities, past events, and remarkable growth since the inception as a designation in 2019. Looking ahead, he outlined future goals for the program. De Real emphasized the significance of FAFSA applications in shaping demographics and securing grants for students. The event also welcomed student leaders from both CU Denver and MSU Denver, where they shared insights on areas where Hispanic institutions could further enhance their services.
In a decision made on February 16th by MSU Denver President Janine Davidson, Adriana Nieto has been reinstated as chair of the Chicano Studies Department. Nieto was removed from her position in December of last year after 2 formal complaints about inappropriate comments and unprofessional behavior were delivered to John Masserini, Dean of Letters, Arts, and Sciences. Students and staff were quick to express their outrage over the firing, citing the lack of transparency and accountability from the university and Dean Masserini. Prior to Nieto's reinstatement on February 15th, President Davidson sent out an email ensuring that the procedure for appointments and removals will be reviewed. Davidson also said that her, quote, primary objective is to ensure that the Chicano Studies Department flourishes in the long term.
The Health Center is operating a program called Healthy Pursuits this semester. This program offers classes of yoga, Zumba, and Pilates. Classes are now available for all of area students and staff, located in the PE building rooms 111C and 116 for Zumba. These classes aim to promote a healthier and less stressful lifestyle, with no registration or fees required. We spoke with Administrator Maggie Ratliff about the program.
Now we have 2 yoga instructors. We have Katie and Haley. And just kind of depending on what you're looking for, Katie focuses more on sound healing yoga, and she's also certified in trauma-informed yoga. Then Haley's yoga is more, I'd say, more strength training. It's also really good stretching, and it's a lot of learning your body, learning different types of poses and movements. We post everything on our Instagram, and I'd say that's probably the best way to find out what's happening, where it's happening, why it's happening. It's HC Auraria, so we'll post if class gets canceled. We post when the classes are happening. We also post everything on Facebook, or maybe you don't have socials. A lot of people don't have socials. We post everything on our website too.
This week, our reporter Jacqueline Bautista sat down with Armando Rico, Assistant Director of Fraternity and Sorority Life, as well as Student Government, to discuss the upcoming student elections and what to expect this year. The elections are set to kick off in April, utilizing both digital and in-person voting methods. Armando is in charge of overseeing Student Government and Student Council. The projects they are currently working on include a petition for the RTD to create a line that ends at the Auraria campus. Rico said that student government serves as a support system for advocating ideas, programs, and needs of our students. Students can sign up to run from today until March 10th. Campaigning for the elections will go from April 4th to April 19th, and students voting will run from April 8th through the 19th. Last year, only 160 students voted in elections. The goal this semester is 500 students, and TSAC plans to implement online voting through Roadrunner Link, as they have in recent elections.
If you want to vote online, that will be through Roadrunner Link, which is a student organization portal that every student has access to at MSU Denver. Or if you're on campus, we are trying to plan kind of polling systems similar to the city and the government do polling ballots downstairs. We will have paper ballots for you to read every bio, read on each candidate, and just submit a paper ballot. So that way we can get more people, because
every year in February, the MSU Department of Africana Studies hosts a cultural event called the Black World Conference.
This focuses on issues facing African American community in Denver and around the country. Noah Block has more on the story.
I'm here in front of the King Center where the Black World Conference is happening for the 41st time. Let's check it out inside. The conference has been continuously operating since the 80s and is a combination of symposium and performance. Each one has a theme similar to that chosen by the Association for the Study of African American Life and History for that year's Black History Month. This time around, the BWC is focused on the idea of Black love and Black joy.
I want to be like, why do you know that stuff? Right? You know it because you've seen it. It's been put in front of your face. The problem is all of the stories haven't been put in front of your face.
The panel discussion, which took place Wednesday morning, was moderated by Monica Williams of the Equity Project, LLC, and included speakers such as Ty Edwards of Denver Health, Ryan Ross of the Urban Leadership Foundation of Colorado, and writer Lumiere Bukasa. In order to understand more about what the Black World Conference means to its participants and creators, I spoke with Professor Devon Wright.
The Black World Conference is the flagship annual event for the Department of Africana Studies at MSU Denver. Africana Studies is the only degree awarding program, Africana Studies program in the state of Colorado. For a lot of African American folks, Black identifying folks, Black History Month is 365 days a year. The idea is that the wider American mainstream society needs to be familiar with the greats and the movers and shakers and the significant contributions that African Americans have made to this society, to this country. And so really, Black History Month is an invitation for everyone to familiarize themselves with, become better knowledgeable about, better in tune with African American contributions since day one to this nation of ours.
This conference was in conjunction with a musical showcase that happened Wednesday night with rapper and activist Aisha Fukushima. If you missed this year's roundtable, live streams are available on the MSU Denver Africana Studies page, which also includes resources on how to get involved in other Black History Month events. For the Met Report, I'm Noah Block.
More than halfway into the semester, students are experiencing problems with the 2024-2025 allocation of FAFSA funds.
Our reporter Melanie Aguirre has more on the story.
Students at MSU Denver and across the nation are facing multiple issues when completing the free application for federal student aid, better known as FAFSA. Some are experiencing delays in receiving their funds. Others are unable to even submit an application.
FAFSA underwent website and application updates at the end of 2023. Since its release, the new application has caused error after error.
So we're behind the scenes. We're training because also this is new information for schools nationwide. The application has adjusted. The terminology has changed. Something called the calculation that allows schools to know how much Pell Grant students can receive, that calculation has changed. So also for schools and financial aid offices and professionals like myself, we're learning something completely new.
The new application requires information that some students are unable to provide. Among the students affected are those with immigrant parents.
My parents don't have a social security, so dealing with that portion, it's very hard to find a loophole to finish it. So might have to find a different way of finishing the application.
The Financial Aid Office and the Immigrant Services Program are open to helping students trying to apply, but the larger issues are embedded within the new application. They worry students will be hesitant to continue their educational careers.
Should delays continue well past the point that we currently expect they will happen, there's certainly a very real possibility that students are either not able to register for classes for the fall semester, and that especially students who are new to college, who are planning to start as freshmen in the fall, are so uncertain about the financial aid process that they and their parents and their families hesitate to pursue college. Maybe they will put it off for a year. Maybe they're discouraged about the financial aid process and the opportunities to get funding for college.
Currently, the U.S. Department of Education is working to resolve the issues, but it appears that all students can do up to this point is continue to wait. For the Met Report, I'm Melanie Aguirre.
Last Wednesday on Valentine's Day, just outside the downtown aquarium in Denver, a tragic incident occurred. Just after 3 p.m., 19-year-old Dacian Salazar was shot during a drive-by shooting. The victim was taken to the hospital shortly after he passed due to his injuries. The Denver police believe that this was a target attack where Salazar was the intended victim. Despite the violent incident, the aquarium's doors remained open. Guests inside were unaware of the shooting until they left. Aquarium staff issued no evacuation order or announcement. The Denver police are continuing to look into the case. We will update if more information is obtained.
President Biden is continuing his efforts to address the student debt crisis here in the United States. Despite facing setbacks, President Biden announced this past Wednesday another $1.2 billion in student loan forgiveness, adding up to a total of $138 billion canceled. The latest plan focuses on borrowers enrolled in the Save Repayment program, forgiving debts of up to $12,000 or less to individuals who have made payments for at least a decade, While some critics point out the gradual nature of these efforts, supporters praise Biden for surpassing previous efforts to alleviate the debt and burden for millions. However, there are still challenges ahead for Biden as he receives criticism for the slow pace of the debt relief and recent FAFSA rollout issues, with some accusing the administration of prioritizing campaign promises over policy implementation. With only a fraction of eligible borrowers benefiting so far, Biden faces an uphill battle in convincing voters he's delivering on his promises. Well, Tyson, we've had sunny days, cloudy days, and cold ones too all this week.
Well, Cecilia, luckily we have trusted news reporter Melanie. What can we expect in the next few days?
Thank you, Cece and Tyson. It is Friday, February 23rd. Let me walk you through this week's forecast. Temperatures this morning are a bit cool once again. Currently, we're at about 40 degrees, but we can expect our highest to be 51 degrees today. Winds will be coming in at about 11 miles per hour from the northeast. You can start making plans for this weekend, however, because we will be seeing much warmer weather. Tomorrow will peak at 62 degrees with minimally cloudy skies, and Sunday will be fully clear skies with a high of 64 degrees. Looking into next week, we can expect a minor dip and then rise once again in temperatures. Monday, we will continue with the weekend trend at about 63 degrees. Tuesday, temperatures will drop about 10 degrees with a 40% chance of precipitation. Wednesday will remain pretty cool with a high of 51 degrees. Thursday and Friday will be in the mid-60s once again, replicating temperatures from this weekend. That is all I have for you today. We'll get back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Melanie. Well, Cece, how did you feel about the recent warm temperatures this past week?
I'm super happy that we're getting some warmer temperatures, but it looks like we're going to get some snow next week, maybe, possibly. So I don't know. It looks like it's fluctuating too much for me. I'm just ready for the warm weather. What about you?
I don't know. I'm still trying to determine whether that groundhog was right or not. You know?
That's a question for everybody. Well, don't go anywhere because up next is Brandi with entertainment.
Brandi. It's time to see what's hot off the press in entertainment news. Let's get into it. With spring just right around the corner, the King Center here on campus is hosting plays where students in the theater department can perform and show off their skills. Our own Tyson Sintas got the opportunity to sit down and speak to a few of those students who will perform the upcoming play Footloose, as well as those who work behind the scenes that keep the show running smoothly. Let's take a look.
Lights, camera, action. These students have been through extensive work to perform the upcoming play Footloose. Footloose, hosted by MSU's Department of Theater and Dance, as well as the Department of Music, is about a mother and son who moves to a small farming town that has its local preacher band dancing all together in the small town. Through a series of betrayal, sabotage, and forgiveness, Footloose explores the power of youth and the wisdom of listening to one.
The play is about finding yourself within some really hard constraints, as well as bringing a community together that once was not so together. We'd started rehearsals the beginning of the semester, so right around the end of January, and it's been every single day, besides weekends.
Yeah, we hit the ground running. It's we put on this production 5-ish weeks, and it's definitely a process that has been interesting to adapt to, coming from high school and having a more slow process versus this more fast paced and more professional and put together environment. It's pretty cool.
Not only does the play provide a get-together for the night for those who are looking for something to do, plays such as this one is beneficial to those who are performing.
This production specifically, I was also fortunate to take on the role as dance captain. So taking that consideration and that role for future projects really does help me also become part of a creative process. And what does that mean? As well as coming on later on within the process. Everybody else has already been, the designers have had all of their runs and things like that, and they've already done renderings. So how I fit within the creative process and how I can really help everybody else become a part of the bigger picture, and just having that broad mindset during it has been such a great help.
Just like other departments, getting experience in plays like this benefits these student actors in preparing for future acts and community work outside of campus.
Yeah, I'm in MSU's next production of William Shakespeare's Macbeth. So we're going to be doing that. We start rehearsals next week. Yeah. And it's going to be a fun process because I've never done Shakespeare before, and we're going to have some stage combat. Yes. So that's going to be very fun to do. And we can't wait for everybody to see it.
One showing has already happened yesterday. However, there are more shows available tonight, and tomorrow evening, as well as Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tickets are available at ahac.universitytickets.com. Now, hurry up, the show is starting.
Also on Wednesday, singer, songwriter, and activist Aisha Fukushima held a concert in the recital hall to close off the Black World Conference. The performance focused on this year's theme of Black love and Black joy, and the audience was moved by the show. If you missed it, that's quite all right. Xavier Gauthier was in attendance to bring the spectacle to Met TV.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Xavier Gauthier, and I'm here in the King Center, right in front of the recital hall where Aisha Fukushima will be performing here in a few minutes. She's part of this year's World Black Conference and this year's visiting artist. Let's check it out.
And of the free and the home of the. How can this be the land of the free and the home of the brave when so many people live in fear? I captivate, reincarnate with an imagination state of mind. Teacher, I am more than those underestimations combined.
Fukushima's performance focused on this year's conference theme, Black love, Black joy, and the space was filled with a bit of both. Fukushima started the night with a guided meditation for the audience before performing a spoken word track and giving audience members a bit of background on her mixed race upbringing. After another unreleased song, the Raptivism founder held space for the crowd to welcome the spirits of loved ones, whether simply far away or whom had passed, while singing her third track of the night named Missing You. Fukushima brought audience members to tears and held time for healing with a segment dedicated to movement and power afterwards. I caught up with her after the show to ask about creating spaces where her audience could feel vulnerable yet secure.
You know, honestly, when I'm on stage, even though I have a microphone and I'm in this physical body, I also feel a little bit like a portal or a channel. And I view some of my work as a creative as getting rid of the things that are blocking the flow. So when I bring up that channeling in part, because then when I'm in the room, I can feel both. Part of what brings me there is the people in the room. They've already brought that into the space, whether we can really sense it or not. And I can kind of sense that resonance. And I feel like it's my duty to, if we're ready, open it up further. And I get emotional. You probably heard it in my voice. And at the same time, I feel so empowered by us being vulnerable together.
With the Met Report, I'm Xavier Gauthier.
Well, guys, that's all we have for you today in the world of entertainment. But don't go anywhere, because up next, we have Laryss with sports.
Hello, everyone. It's the one and only Laryss Rodriguez, bringing you all the news in sports. We have plenty to cover, so I'll get the ball rolling. MSU women's tennis has officially started their spring season, and although it has been a bit rocky, the team remains positive and plans to work hard for their next duels. Last weekend, the women's team fell short to number 16 Northwest Missouri State and number 9 Washburn, Kansas. But in their last duel, they clinched the win against William Jewell, which ended in a 4-1 matchup. Emily Hoffner and Courtney Leonard each won twice for the women's team, Hoffner with 1 single and 1 double, and Leonard with 3 singles and 2 doubles. It was a long weekend for the team as they faced 2 top 20 schools. However, they kept their composure after the 2 losses and ended the weekend with a dub. The women face off today at 5 p.m. in Texas with their first duel against Pratt CC Kansas, looking to take home 3 wins this weekend. Between the 3 colleges on our campus, there are many clubs and organizations for students to get involved in. One of those clubs is esports, welcoming people from all 3 to play video games and make friends. Our reporter Alex Petrich went down to the campus rec to find out more.
When I was a kid, my mom always said, go outside, stop playing games and go outside. Who's laughing now?
Monday through Thursday, noon to 7. Come rain or shine, there is Club Esports. Perched on the balcony of the PE Events Center, their sphere of operation waits for students to come by, welcoming all to try their hand at games like Tekken, Guitar Hero, and much more. The club was founded in fall of 2019, leaving it little time to grow after COVID hit in March of 2020. Elliot Live Oak is the president and co-founder of Club Esports, a student of philosophy at MSU, and from what I've heard, a very good Tekken player. I caught up with him to ask what trials the club went through in the pandemic, and how he envisions its future.
But over COVID, it was just a lot of online interaction. We made a lot of videos and posters, and just like we had a lot of community game nights and things like that. But nowadays, we like what we've grown into. It was really just laying the foundations for what we could become here, and I'm really proud of the students, like what they contribute, like just our community that we've built. It's incredible.
Above all else, the club emphasizes community. They plan events together, they host together, and most importantly, maintain the space together. It takes an hour and a half to put up and take down their area each day, which they store in the PE building, courtesy of Campus Rec. Elliot is due to graduate in the spring of 2025. With a year left to helm Club Esports, I asked what he wants to see it become.
I want to leave them with the capability to, I say, do it all themselves. That's one thing that I'm extraordinarily proud of them this year for setting up and hosting the booth, even without me here. And from what I've heard, they've been welcoming and kind to everyone that shows up. But we have to always remember that the game is not here for us, but we are here for the game. And it's just like that for everyone. School is not here just for us, but we are here for school. And school is a capability that allows us all to connect with each other. And it just opens up new pathways and new doors that we would have never even thought possible. And gaming can be a pathway to anything. Like, it doesn't matter what discipline you are, what you're interested in, any topic on the face of the planet. Games is one of the greatest doors to walk through.
For the Met Report, I'm Alex Petrich.
This month, intramural basketball tipped off their season, providing an exciting opportunity for MSU students to take to the court and showcase their skills in a competitive and fun environment. The intramural sports program offers students who are campus rec members exciting opportunities to participate in 5-on-5 basketball games. This program is a great way for students to stay active, make new friends, and compete in a fun and friendly environment. Also providing students a chance to not only pick up the sport they love, but to develop teamwork and leadership skills, and of course relieve stress, while engaging in healthy competition. Intramural basketball currently hosts 6 teams who play Monday nights from 6:30 to 10 in the rec building. But new opportunities in soccer and even esports are always open throughout the semester. For more information on how you can get involved with Campus Rec, be sure to check out their website at www.msudenver.edu/recreation/sports. More from the Roadrunners baseball team playing at home against Sioux Falls last weekend. With a tie on the series and having a doubleheader last Sunday, the Roadrunners had recovered the games that were lost, leaving them with an overall record of 5 wins and 6 defeats. Gabe Austin earned his second career save as a closing pitcher, Caleb Albo grabbed his 157th career run, and Carson Brown was one of 4 relievers who did not allow any runs during 4 innings. Now they are playing this afternoon at the Assembly Athletic Complex against Montana State Billings, and will be playing a doubleheader tomorrow at noon and 2:30 p.m. Thanks for joining me for sports today. Stay tuned for more excitement next week. Now let's toss it back to the desk.
Well, Cece, throughout this, I kept thinking about those Girl Scout cookies. Which one's your favorite?
Hard to pick, but I think I have to go with the Thin Mints. What's yours?
I'm a Samoa's guy myself, but if I'm going to be completely honest, I had never heard of an Adventureful or a Tag-Along, so maybe I'm missing out on something.
Well, maybe you have to try something new this year. Yes.
Well, thanks for joining us. We hope to see you next week. But until then, go to mymetmedia.com for more info on our newscast.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube to stay up to date on all our stories.
Goodbye, and have a nice weekend.